Hello, I am Paul Brodie, and thank you for joining us for another episode of the Get Published podcast, where we help authors get published with a proven system that works. So, I hope you enjoyed last week's episode with Billy, had a great time, and I'll tell you what, he's had a great journey. So, very proud of Billy and what he has accomplished with our proven system. So, this week, we're actually going to do a solo cast, because I want to talk a little bit about the write-in process with you. There is a great quote from Robert Kiyosaki. You have something special inside you. Something you know, something you do, something you can teach. You are already an expert. And for those familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, he's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I really feel this quote resonates with a lot of people. Everyone has a book in them. Every single person has a book in them. The question is whether you're going to do it or not. New York Times had a quote out many years ago talking about 81% of people actually want to write a book, but less than 2% actually do. And I think the main reason is they just don't know how to do it, and they don't have a proven system. Now, think about this. What do you feel is the easiest part about creating a book? Not publishing it, but just the creation part. What do you think is the easiest part about creating a book? In my view, writing or speaking out your book is the easiest part. That's the easy part, and I'm going to show you how easy it is in just a moment. Because I want you to think about the flip side. What is the hardest part about creating a book? What is the hardest part? Now, we're not talking about publishing the book. We're not talking about marketing the book. We are talking about creating a book. In my view, editing the book is the hardest part. Getting the content out of your head and on the paper, that's not the difficult part. Shining it up and making it look right and making sure that it resonates with your audience, that we take out mistakes, proofreading issues, grammatical errors, different sentence structures. Those are the challenges, because editing and proofreading, that is the hardest part about getting your book created, which is why a lot of clients just bring me their finished draft and go, hey, take care of it from here, where we edit it, we polish it up, we get it formatted, get the book cover going. That's part of our done for you service, because it really does take out the challenge of what do I do now? Because again, we talk about having that proven system that works. Another thing that I want to share with you is you don't have to write your book. You could actually speak out your book. And what I recommend is you get a free download. You can get it in the Google Store. You can get it in the App Store. It is called Rev, R-E-V. It is the Rev Voice Recorder. And this is how it works. And I love it. This is what I've recommended to my clients this year, especially my business owners. To speak out your book, you literally hit the record button and you start talking. And when you're done talking, you hit the button again to stop it. There's a transcribe button. Rev charges $1 a minute for transcription. So I want to talk to you guys on how you can literally make this excuse proof. So when you are writing or speaking out your book, you want to have what's called front matter. In the front matter, you want to have the following information. What you want to do is have an intro. You want to tell people what they are going to get out of your book. You're essentially giving them a preview. This is what you're going to get out of reading my book. Another thing is to give something of value. Now, a value could be a free checklist, could be a free audiobook, could be another book. But those are the things that you want to give away of value. You also want to have a forward from someone that you've helped. With me, I have fellow authors do forward for my books. I've had my own editor do forward for my book. My best friend has done a forward because it was more about the pursuit of happiness. So it talked a little bit more about that journey. So those are the things that you want to have in the forward matter. Now, for the actual meat of your content, and I always call it the meat, that's your chapters. So with your chapters, you want to focus on 10 talking points for your book, especially if you're a business owner and if you're wanting to use your book to grow your business. So think about 10 different talking points that you could cover. And this is what you're going to do. For the first talking point, you're going to get rev, you're going to hit the record button, and you're going to start talking. How long should your chapter be? About 10 minutes. Because it really is excuse proof. You can speak out your book anywhere you go, from driving to work, recording the book while working out, and don't laugh, but even recording it while in the bathroom. Now, obviously, I'd recommend a private bathroom versus a public one. That could be interesting. But it really does make your book excuse proof. And another thing that you can do in regards to your own content is repurpose it. Your IP, otherwise known as your intellectual property. Now, what is that? That could be different seminars that you've given, could be your coaching, could be an online coaching program, like my book publishing implementation program, blogs, courses. These are all great to use to repurpose content from your book. Another thing to realize too is with your books, don't forget the investment of getting published is often tax deductible because the book is the modern day business card. And let me give you an example of that. And I do this during my live events. When I go up to someone and they play guinea pig, so to speak, and we do a quick demo where I go, hey, great to meet you. Here's my business card. I would love to help you out in your author journey. That's version 1. Then version 2 is, hey, I just want to give you an autographed paperback copy of my book. It has a personalized inscription for you. I can't wait to start to help you with your author journey. Below my name is my phone number. And whenever you're ready, just let me know. I'd love to help you out with your author journey. Now you can clearly see that second option is so much more powerful because you have that authority. But not only that, with this book, it is not only the modern day business card, but it is a great way to warm up a lead. Whether they're a cold lead or somewhat warm lead, you can really get it cooking with having an autographed paperback copy of your book, because that is what's going to differentiate yourself from your competition, the people that you are competing with, because the root word of authority is author. Now, another question that I've gotten recently is, what if I've already published a book that did not sell well? Well, there's some ways to do that. You could actually create a second edition of your book. And there's a process involved with that. We do offer that service with our company because we do have a system in there where you can actually create a second edition, and we could essentially, it's almost like a redo. It's a new opportunity to have your book out there. And typically what we recommend, have a new book cover, add new content, and then you can treat it like a new book. Let's plug it in with a proven system that works, and let's see the results that you're going to get. Now, another question I do ask now is, what is the hardest part about publishing your book? Now think about that, and I think the main thing is just getting published, because there's so many different little tedious aspects that happen with that, and it really can be a challenge. But you have a proven system that works, it really does make a difference. So to recap, we talked about what should be in the book, right? We talked about your front matter, which needs to be an offer, needs to be an intro, needs to be a forward, and potentially even a second offer. In my Get Published book, I invite them to check out the podcast, which you're listening to. So that's something to think about. Outline your chapters by thinking about 10 talking points. And remember, the back matter of your book, that could also be a call to action. You could offer a strategy session. So, hey, to get more information, would love to do a strategy session with you. Here is my link. There's a service that you can use called Calendly, which is free. And they can actually click on it and book a call with you. So those are some of the things you want to have in there. You want to have about the author, acknowledgments, contact information, and then a feedback request to leave a review. So those are the main things that you need. And again, you can repurpose your content from seminars, coaching, online coaching, blogs, courses. All your content's your IP. It's your intellectual property. And don't forget, the investment of getting published is often tax deductible. So just some things to think about. Remember, the book is the modern day business card, and it is, if you're looking for leads, it's the warmest lead you can get. Because one, people like business cards, but they love books. And what's a book? It's a free gift. So this is a great way to do lead generation. So for those of you that are wanting to grow your business, that are wanting to take your business to the next level, these are some of the strategies that I suggest. So thank you guys for being part of our Get Published podcast, and we will see you next week. Thanks again for joining us today. To learn more about how to get your book published with a proven system that works, grab a free copy of my book at getpublishedpodcast.com.